You can't see. Your eyes won't open for about a week, maybe a little more, and when they finally do, the first thing you'll learn is that they're the wrong color, a cloudy blue-gray that only burns into amber over the coming months. If you get months. Right now you are 3 pounds of blind, toothless animals in the dark. Less than a house cat. Less than the cut of meat one of the main males will tear into in front of you one day while you wait. Empty-bellied for your turn, you cannot walk. You can barely drag yourself toward the warmth. And under all of it, steady as a heartbeat, a clock is already running, one you will never hear. Because of every cub born into this grass this season, most will be dead before that clock finishes a single year. Not the way you'd guess, not the hyena, not the drought, not the long hungry weeks. Though each of those takes its cut. The thing most likely kill you wears the same coat you do. It will arrive on some ordinary afternoon smelling of dust and another lion's blood. And it will come looking for you specifically. But that's later. First you have to survive being small enough to fit in a man's 2 hands. Stay with this, because none of what's coming is an accident. Every cruel part of it has a function. Back up the day you're born, your mother is alone. Weeks ago she slipped away from the pride, into thick brush, or a cave, or a fold of rock where the others can't follow. And there, after carrying you for about 110 days, she pushed you and your littermates out into the dark. There might be 2 of you. Maybe 4, in a generous year. 6. Your coat is dappled with faint spots, leftover camouflage from some older version of your kind, and for now those spots are the only thing between you and every set of jaws in the country. You smell of milk, you make small, thin sounds. Out here, that sound is an advertisement, so your mother hides you, and then she keeps hiding you. Every few days she takes you by the scruff, your whole body folding limp on reflex, and carries you to a fresh den. Because a den that smells of cubs is a den that pulls in leopards and hyenas and snakes. She's running a calculation you're years from understanding. A used den is a marked one, so you move, and move again, blind, swinging from her jaws, never knowing that this restlessness is the only reason your clock is still running at all. Then your eyes open, blue-gray and unfocused, and the first shape they ever find is her. For a while that's the entire world, warmth, milk, the press of siblings against your ribs. You don't know you're a lion. You don't know what a lion is. You know hunger, and you know the smell that makes it stop. Then one day, another smell enters the world, not milk. Blood, warm hide, torn muscle. Your mother comes back with it on her face, and when a scrap of meat reaches your mouth, you do not understand what it is. You only understand that some deeper part of you recognizes it. Milk kept you alive. This is what you were being kept alive for. You try to stand, you drop. You try again, and within about 3 weeks your legs lock under you and the real schooling begins. Which is play. It looks like joy. It is rehearsal. Every botched pounce on your sister's tail. Every ambush sprung a half-second late. Every time you bite down too hard and earn a heavy paw across the skull. Your body is teaching itself to kill long before it's big enough to. Nobody sits you down for this. There's no patient adult walking you through the steps. There is only instinct arriving on its own schedule. Drilling a hunt you cannot yet perform, and will not survive without. Around 8 weeks, your mother does the thing that should frighten you most, and instead saves your life. She walks you into the pride. You leave the den for good and step into a wall of enormous indifferent bodies, any one of which could end you with a single careless step. And yet here is the grass's one act of mercy. The other lionesses have cubs of their own, born near your own birth. And they pool you all into a single nursery the researchers call a creche. Your mother stops being only yours. You can nurse from any female in milk. You sleep in a tangle of cousins. For the first time, more than one set of eyes is keeping watch. It feels like protection. What it actually buys you is a slightly better ticket in a lottery you can still lose. Because the next thing the pride teaches you is your place in line. You're at the bottom of it. When a kill is made, there's an order to the eating, and you are dead last. The big males with the manes feed first. Often the same males who chased nothing all day. Then the lionesses who actually ran the prey into the ground. Then, if the carcass still holds anything in a fat season there's plenty and you eat until your belly drags the dirt. In a thin one there isn't, and the smallest cubs go quiet. They stop wrestling. They stop following, and one cold morning the sleeping heap is short a body and no one grieves it. Because grief out here feeds nobody. Researchers following lions in the Serengeti have recorded years when only about a third of cubs reach their first birthday at all. Hunger writes its name on plenty of them. But hunger is not the thing the clock is counting toward. Now watch what you turn into when the world cooperates. Skip ahead. You've cleared the den, the lean months, the leopards, the snakes. Your spots have dissolved, your shoulders have thickened, the play has sharpened into something exact. One evening you move with the lionesses across open ground toward a herd. And for the first time the choreography is yours too. You read the wind so it carries your scent away from them. You flatten into the grass and become a color, not a shape. The lionesses fan wide, cutting the angles, and you hold, every muscle a loaded spring, until one animal drifts a step too far from the others, and the whole pride detonates at once. That coordination is why lions can bring down prey one body could never handle alone. You are, by every honest measure, extraordinary. You will never once know it. You're only doing what the shape of you was built to do. And the clock does not slow down for any of it. Because beyond the edge of your territory, 2 or 3 males are already walking toward you. Bigger than the ones who fathered you. Younger, or stronger, or simply more numerous. They've survived their own years of exile and starvation for exactly this, and now they've found your pride. The fight, when it lands, is short and total. The males who shielded you are driven off or killed outright. And then the new ones turn, and they find the cubs. If you're still small enough to be nursing, this is most likely where your clock stops. A lioness with a cub at her side will not mate. Her body is busy keeping you alive, and these new males cannot afford to wait. Because their own hold on this pride may last only 2 or 3 years before the next coalition comes to take it from them, so every month is currency. So they do the arithmetic that evolution carved into them, long before either of you drew breath. They find the cubs, and they kill the ones that aren't theirs. There's no fury in it, it's accounting. With the cubs gone, the mothers stop nursing, their bodies return to heat within days. And the new kings collect exactly what they came for. Across decades of field studies, one grim pattern keeps resurfacing. In that first year, lions themselves are among the deadliest things a cub will face. What ends so many of you was never just the wilderness, it was the throne. Your mother understands what's arriving. She may hurl herself between you and them and lose. She may fall back on the old den trick and try to hide you. And now and then it stretches your life a few more days, and usually it doesn't. And here is the coldest turn of all. If your littermates are already gone, and you're the last one breathing, she may simply leave you, not from any failure of love, from the same arithmetic. One lone cub, hunted by males who won't quit, is a bad bet against the litters she could still raise. Her best odds lie in living, mating with the new kings, and beginning the whole machine again. You weren't abandoned because you weren't worth keeping. You were abandoned because you were one, and one was never going to be enough. Say you live anyway. Say you're large enough, fast enough, or simply lucky enough that the new males tolerate you, or you slip the killing entirely. The grass still isn't done. Cross your first birthday and for the first time, the odds tip a little in your favor. The dying slows. If you're female, the path bends quieter. You'll likely stay. Fold into your mother's pride, take your own place in the hunting line, and one season, carry your own blind, blue-gray litter into a hidden den, and run every step of this over again. Hiding them, moving them, feeding them last. If you're male, your reward for surviving childhood is banishment. At around 2 or 3 years old you're driven out, by the same kind of males who once decided whether you'd live. And you and your brothers. If any of you made it this far together, walk off the edge of the only world you've known. This is the stretch that breaks most young males. No territory of your own. No pride hunting on your behalf. You scavenge, you go hungry, you stray into another coalition's land and pay for it. Most males pushed out this young never reach the far side. The ones who do spend years growing strong enough and numerous enough to do the single thing this entire system has been steering you toward since the morning your eyes first cracked open. Find a pride, drive out its males, and walk up to a sleeping heap of someone else's cubs. That's the trap closing its jaws. The cub who survives the killing becomes the lion who carries it out. You will do to another litter the exact thing that was very nearly done to you, and something in you will barely register it. Because you were never built to. You don't choose any of this. Nothing that could have chosen otherwise is still alive to hand the choice down, and it has already started over. In a den you will never see. A lioness who slipped away from her pride 110 days ago is pushing a new litter out into the dark, 3 pounds each, blind, toothless, eyes that won't open for about a week, and won't be the right color when they do. She lifts the first one by the scruff and carries it to a safer hollow in the rock. And the clock that none of them will ever hear begins its count again. The same as it counted for you. The same as it counted for the mother before her. Most of them will not outrun it. The few who do will inherit the same throne and the same cruelty, and the grass will go on calling that kingship.